Hello everyone, myself Untitled Chapter. Today we are learning about how to grow tomatoes. Tomato is a very easy and most used in our Indian cooking. So there are different ways of growing tomatoes. One is whatever tomatoes you get from the market, you just cut them into slices and put those slices on the soil, and after few days you'll see few germinations have happened. So the healthy germination you can take and you can sow it separately in the different pot. The other method is you have taken the seeds from the market, or you have stored, or you have got it from any of your friend who is already into gardening. So take the seeds, and sowing of the seeds I have already explained it to you. You people can check in the earlier videos. So sowing the seeds, and once you see the sapling has almost reached about 2 to 3 inches, that is the right time to transplant the sapling. As earlier also I have told you, from a direct this size of the sapling should not be transplanted to a bigger pot like this or this, because the plant is not used to such a big environment. So make sure gradually you keep transplanting it till the plant reaches approximately 8 to 10 inches. So it is convenient for the plant to adapt itself to the surrounding of such a big pot. So now for taking a pot, approximately for growing a tomato, 12 to 15 inches size pot is ideal. You can take grow bags, you can take plastic pots, ceramic pots, whatever is convenient for you to take it, you can do it. Now when we talk about the potting mix, it needs a nice well drained soil, so which is of cocoa peat, your compost and red soil. Soil color can be different depending on the area you stay. These three has to be in equal quantities. With this, just a handful of neem cake. Neem cake, sometimes you get it in the powdered form, sometimes you get it in the cake form, whatever it is that you can take, plus little of sand. Mix all these 5 ingredients nicely, water it, fill it in your pot, water it nicely and keep it aside for a day. The next day you can transplant your sapling. Suppose this is almost an 8 to 10 inches sapling. Just reverse your pot. I have already told you how to transplant. Just take out your sapling and fix it nicely in your pot. Now few things which you have to take care about the tomato plant. Now just observe carefully. When you see tomato, you have put it in the pot, make sure always you can remove the lower leaves of the tomato saplings. So you can sow it deep. Suppose your plant is approximately 8 to 10 inches height, it has to go to 3 to 4 inches inside the soil, and you have to remove the lower part, lower leaves of the sapling, whatever it is there. So once you have transplanted the sapling in the soil, make sure let the plant grow nicely, and it should have a nice stakes or a support system, because the plant is delicate. We want it to have a good growth, so if we will give a nice support, it will concentrate on its growth, flowering and fruiting, everything will be really nice. So from the initial stage only, if the staking is given, the plant roots are not damaged, because once the plant is grown up and then we are giving the stakes, so it might hurt the rooting system. So from the beginning itself, when the plant is small, give a support system. Now you observe this plant carefully, that I have removed all this leaves till approximately, you can say 8 to 10 inches. Here no leaves are there, and don't let multiple branches from the base to grow. Just I have allowed one main branch and one additional branch. So main focus of the plant should be on the center part. Now if you see properly, just take the look of the tip of the plant. The main tip is still growing. I have not touched the main thing, it is growing. The few points you have to take care while growing tomato, the tomato always have suckers in them. So what are suckers? Now suppose this is the main branch, this is the secondary branch. This is the main branch, this is the secondary branch. A third branch which is coming out of the junction point of these two branches has to be removed. These are called the suckers because they take the maximum energy, food and everything of the plant, and your plant will become weaker. Sometimes people allow these suckers to grow on the plant itself, but I have noticed if you remove these, the plant do really well. And these suckers are also, you don't have to throw them. You can just put it in a seed tray for few days. After few days you will see nice roots develop from these suckers, and now this becomes a individual plant that will be really a healthy one. Okay, so now when we have transplanted the plant, what care we have to take? Now tomato plant likes little you can say a dry to medium wet soil. So keep the soil moist, don't keep it too wet. And fertilizing wise, weekly once you can give compost, whether in the form of compost tea or vermicompost, anything you can give till the plant starts flowering. Okay, once, because I have already discussed with you people about the NPK, at what stage what kind of a nutrition the plant needs. So initially we have given compost which is rich in nitrogen, so all the leaves, the foliage, all is taking care. So just have a look of the plant, not a single pest attack you can see in the entire plant, because from the initial stage only the proper care has been taken. Okay, so if your plant is healthy, your flowering and fruiting definitely will be on a good side. So once you see the flowering has happened, now here you can see the flowers are there. So once you see this flowering has started, so this is the time when the plant needs phosphorus, so which can be given in the form of your banana peel fertilizer, or your compost tea also is good, or your dry banana peel powder. All these fertilizers we have discussed earlier. Your bioenzyme also you can give. So in that stage it gets phosphorus, so more flowering will happen. So once the flowering has happened, this flower has male and female part, both the parts are there in the flower. So what you have to do, you just have to shake little like this. Okay, this helps in the pollination, so all the pollens here gets nicely pollinated, so your plant is will have a nice tomatoes you can say. Okay, so now the pollination process has taken place. Now we want an overall growth of the plant, in which the leaves, the root system, the you can say the flowering, the fruiting, everything of the plant has to be taken well care. So for that we need potash. Okay, so potash again in the form of, you can give dry banana peel powder and whatever till now we were giving, banana fertilizer, your bioenzyme, all that has good amount of phosphate, plus you can add little rock phosphate also. So phosphorus, phosphate they need at the flowering and fruiting stage. Now once you see the your plant is growing, the staking should be done till the time the plant is taking its height. Now you have seen I have given a support to the plant from the initial stage till the tip of the plant. If you see at different levels I have given the support system. If the plant is feeling safe and secured, definitely it is going to concentrate on its flowering and fruiting. This is a cherry tomato plant, so the tomatoes are smaller. In this it's a bigger, still they have to grow. Here you can see these are the regular tomatoes, but still they have to grow. But the quantity of the tomatoes and the numbers, if you can see here in each joint, how many are there? Suppose this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10 to 11 clusters are there per plant, and still it is growing. So make sure you give a nice fertilizing, watering, and this plant needs a very good sunlight. So 4 to 5 hours of sunlight if you are getting in your terrace or balcony, it's an ideal for this plant. and try observing this plant and monitoring this plant. Sometimes these plants get affected by these kind of leaf miners. Okay, so this actually, it's very difficult to control leaf miners. If your plant is healthy enough, so this kind of a problem won't be there. Even if it is there in the entire 2 plants, you won't get a single leaf also. So if your plant is healthy, this kind of an effect won't be there. But still, if you get leaf miners attack, just remove those infected leaves, because whatever you are going to spray, this is not going to affect the leaf miners, because they go inside, in between the 2 layers of the leaf. So it is on the inner part of the leaf structure. So whatever we are going to spray, it will be superficial only. It's not going to affect the insect what is attacking this reason for the you can say the leaf miners. Okay, that is one thing. Secondly, this plant, when it is in the flowering and fruiting stage, it needs too much of calcium. So make sure whenever you see flowering in this plant, you can dilute lime or tuna, what we say in Hindi, you get in any of the pan shop. So that you can dilute, suppose in 1 liter, half a teaspoon of tuna you can dilute, and once in 10 days you have to give a nice shower of that water to that plant, so that calcium rich soil will become, and your tomatoes will look healthy also. And sometimes the problem you see in the tomatoes, that the bottom of the tomato, you see the blackish part, it will be there, which is also known as a bottom rot problem. That is generally happens when the calcium is less in the soil. So when we are giving every 10 days after flowering the lime water, that your tuna water, so that will take care of this. And make sure you if possible, you check the acidity of the and alkalinity of the soil also properly. The pH of the soil for growing tomatoes should be somewhere between 6 to 6.5, maximum 7 it should reach. So if that is correct, the tomatoes will be healthy. And pest attack, you can say sometimes mealybugs attack will be there if your plant is little on a weaker side. So from the initial stages, if you are giving nice nutrition, the soil is healthy, the plant is healthy, so that attack won't come. Even if it is there, very minor will be there. And sometimes if you feel the attack is more, you can give a nice jet water spray to your plant, and soap nut solution I have already discussed with you, so you can check that video. You can spray once in a week, that spray of soap nut solution. That is a precautionary measure and a preventive measure also. It's not a pest repellent. It's a pest repellent basically, it's not a pesticide. So make sure you take care of that. And apart from that, everything, this plant is really nice. You can once you grow the tomatoes and all, you can save the seeds from whichever the fruit you feel it's good enough. You can save for the further sowing. Only 3 things you have to make sure in this plant, that you have to sow deep, that the stem should go minimum half of the plant while going inside the main pot. If the plant is 8 inches, minimum 4 inches should go inside the soil. Keep the soil loose, nice, well drained, water nicely, it should be in good sunlight, and regular caring. Staking is must. If you give nice staking, and from the initial stage only the staking you will give, the plant will do really good and you will have a real good harvest. So it's a very easy plant and must grow. And any doubts regarding this, you can message me, you can comment on the link. Thank you for joining me. Keep watching, and many of our videos, actually most of our videos, we have given a detailed thing in our description box. Kindly go through that also. So thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye.